In this video, we're going to find out why Randy is broke.
I think I have a problem. Welcome to Swarm of Comics. I'm Randy, your handsome and humble host.
I'm Bronze Age Bill, your lovely guest.
Oh, a lovely guest.
Yeah.
And by the way, we definitely didn't just change shirts after recording the last video.
I certainly didn't.
Oh, you forgot to change shirts.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anyway, this is a completely different day and time than the last videos we recorded. Today, we're going to be doing an unboxing. Not a CGC unboxing, unfortunately, but still a pretty good unboxing. Over the past 6 months, as I win things in an auction or I'm purchasing them online, mostly all auction wins, really. Heritage auctions, eBay, Hip Comic, you know, all different things, estate sales.
Okay.
They've been piling up in the corner, but I've been trying to get to so many other videos like CGC unboxings, videos about George O'Connor, my best bud and bandmate, putting out his comic book Vampires on Mars, which I did the logo for.
Yes.
And also my brother Bill's novel coming out, Fire and Wrath. Get that on Amazon.com and on Barnes & Noble's website. So make sure to order that. Information and links will be down in the description if I remember afterwards to put them. So I'm about to finally bust into this pile of boxes. I have no idea what's in them. I don't remember. I promise you I won't keep you forever going over each one, but let's get through them and check them out. I figured I'd have Bill here so he can give, cool reacts like, oh, when I open them up.
Yeah.
So I don't have to just do it myself. So going to just start digging into these.
All right.
Mercifully, I've opened up everything beforehand. So you don't have to sit through me cutting everything open and all the bubble wrap. There might be still a little bit unboxing.
All right.
So we've got our first one. This is a little Gemini comic supply mailer. I will definitely be keeping this in case I decide to send out a comic. I recently sent out one of my comics from my video where I did the unwrapping that I ended up getting my grail. And it had like one grail and like 39 other garbage books. They weren't garbage, but somebody was interested in the comments in the Transformers issue 67.
Really?
They were missing it from their collection. I said they could have it.
Yeah.
They said, oh, they'll pay shipping. I said, yeah, I'll throw it in the mail and send it to you. And they said they got it in the mail, and I was pretty excited about it.
Oh, that's great.
Although I don't sell comic books or anything like that, sometimes just stuff happens. So it's good to have these little mailers like this.
Yeah.
So as you can see, the little mailer, they've made it specifically for shipping comic books. It holds it nice and tight. There's just a little bit of tape on there, holds it together. I'm probably not displaying it really well. I don't know what it is. Let me just put that right in the recycle bin, and then we're going to hold it up and we'll see. Oh, it's a misprint.
Why
it's a misprint. It's a misprint. This might be a rare misprint variant that they printed it up.
Why is she on the ceiling?
Upside down.
Oh, here we go.
So unlike other people who keep track of all the books that they buy and how much they paid for them and did they get a steal or a win, let's just assume everything I bought was super cheap and a steal. And it honestly is. When I bid on anything in an auction, I don't buy anything. I just don't bid up to what the fair market value is.
Okay.
This is not worth doing in an auction. I could just buy one off eBay or something like that, or
Right.
comicshop.com. I'm trying to get into these estate sales and in auctions and things like that online to get good deals and scores. So I don't know what I paid for it. I don't know what it's worth, but I probably paid, under the value. So this is some of that 1970s horror. This is Red Circle Comics. I did an unboxing recently, maybe it was not recently, of some other Red Circle books. This is Chilling Adventures in Sorcery. It's a Fawcett publication, number 5. I know nothing about it. I don't know who did this cover, but it's gorgeous. I'll try and hold it up so you can see it.
Nice. Yeah.
Gray Morrow did the cover.
Okay.
Awesome. So this is it. This is kind of cheapy 1970s when they loosened up the Comics Code Authority to allow more horror and stuff like that. So I do love spiderweb covers.
Yep,
They're
that's right.
second to my red covers, and I just could not resist sorcery and hunky barbarian riding a griffin. Right? You
I think
do Dungeons and Dragons. You
Yes.
must know if that's
looks like a griffin.
yeah. So super cool book. I mean, I might have, it could be $5 book, I don't know, but it actually looks like it's in really good shape.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Like this is in really good shape. I mean, there's a little blunting in the corners, but it's a book from the 70s.
Hmm.
Little spine tick there. If this was a 9.8, it still probably isn't worth anything. I don't know. I just thought that was a cool book. So there's book number 1, Chilling Adventures in Sorcery.
Nice.
A good place to put them on. All right.
Right.
Box number 2.
Okay.
Throw that right over there. Bubble wrap. Oh, I got this at a Heritage auction. I don't know if I got a super deal on it. I think the cover's detached.
All right.
The condition's very good. So this is, you know what? I'm going to take it out. I'm going to take it out. It is Nickel Comics.
Literally.
So that is, yeah, that's Bullet Man.
Wow.
And he eventually got his own book, and there was Bullet Woman, Bullet
really?
Man. So yeah, oh man. You comic fans will know the smell of that book. I mean, I'm gonna say this is 1940. Ooh, maybe I shouldn't open this. Yeah, oh, there's a spine split.
Okay.
Fawcett Publications. Come on, just find the date so I can close this and not ruin my own book. 1940. 1940. Yep. New issue every other Friday. You put a lot of pressure on yourself by
Wow.
deciding that's what it's going to be. So this is Nickel Comics, and it was owned by someone wrote their name on it.
Yeah.
Someone Zimmerman? No,
Maybe
I don't know.
Verna?
It said
Or Vernon?
Vernon,
Maybe Zimmerman.
maybe Zimmerman. I
Could
don't
be.
know. What do you think that signature says, guys? I can't read it. It's probably not gonna focus good.
I think I knew about Bullet Man, but I didn't realize there was a Bullet family.
Bullet Man. So yeah, Bullet family. Chip out of the corner here, and a spine split that goes up at least 2 or 3 inches. But I mean, that's Bullet Man and Nickel Comics. I don't know how much they were. But anyway, that was a great book. That Golden Age book is definitely going to be slabbed.
Okay.
I think it's worth slabbing because I think it's definitely an early Golden Age, 1940. I mean,
Yeah.
you just slab, if you're a slab person, if you're not, that's cool. But for preservation purposes, this isn't going to get any younger or less brittle or falling apart. You know, yeah, you could put it in a top loader or some different other options, but I think slabbing this is the best. It'll definitely be more valuable that way, but also preserve it. And I think that's what's important. So awesome book. Awesome.
Right.
Nickel Comics.
Very cool.
Yeah, my first one of that title.
Yeah.
Bullet Man.
Bullet Man.
Now, Bullet Man, I don't know enough. Does he just jump? Does he fly? Does he fly like Superman? Does he have superpowers to fly? If I was,
looks like he's flying.
I was to have done 30 seconds of research beforehand, I could have told you that. But I didn't know that book was in here. I don't know what's in any of these. These are all a surprise. Oh, you know what else is a surprise? Packing peanuts.
Yeah.
I don't like packing peanuts. No. By your command, Imperious leader. Okay, sorry. We'll just get that nerdy line out of the way. Now your shirt is Crimson Guard,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
That's the red, the Crimson Guard.
Call me Fred.
Fred, right?
Yeah.
There's also like Fred 4 took over for Cobra Commander for like 40 issues of the comic book while Cobra Commander was doing something else. I don't remember, but Fred 4 was posing as Cobra Commander in the original series.
I did not know that.
Yep.
That's
All
great.
right. So let's see what we got here. Okay.
Okay. They get right to the point.
I got right to the next one. I don't like the tape on this.
Right.
Let me do that and then I'll get this out of here.
Yeah, you warned me about using that kind of tape.
You'll get tape pulls.
Yeah.
If you're pulling this book out and accidentally get stuck on it, you try and pull it off. You could pull that color and that paper right off.
Yeah.
No tape pulls.
Yeah. Painter's tape. Use painter's tape.
Yes.
To seal your bag.
painter's tape. That's not going to be your all-in-all solution, but it's definitely going to
better.
be much better.
Yeah.
I'm going to pull this out because this is from a Heritage auction. They have these big stickers on the front.
Yeah.
This is very good. This is from 1948. Prize Comics. And this is a book. This is issue number 2. They had issue number 1 in the same auction.
Yeah.
And I didn't love it as much.
What's not to love about this?
I know there's a story here, and I'm going to tell the story.
Okay.
So this book is called Babe. Now, Babe is a comic book about baseball, clearly. And Babe plays baseball. Brookdale wins 5-4. Spoilers if you haven't read the news. I have a good friend. His name is Max Phillips. He has a channel called The Joy of Cardboard. And he collects baseball cards and comic books. And the majority of his comic books are baseball related.
Oh, right.
So I'm always on the lookout for him. And when I saw this listing on Heritage, I sent it to him. I think he bid on issue number 1 and it got too pricey for him.
Okay.
But I bid on issue number 2. You know, number 2's, it might not even last to pass issue number 2. But I just thought it was a cool book, 1948 baseball book. You know, Max was collecting them and everything like that. So I won the book and I messaged him. I'm like, dude, I won. Did you win issue number 1? And he goes, no, it was too pricey. And I said, I won issue number 2. I love this book. I love this cover. And he was like, yeah, I bet you do. And honestly, I don't know whether I was like Mickey the Dunce all of a sudden. And I was like, yeah, it's a cool baseball cover. It's a beautiful condition. It's got some spotting up here and tanning. And he's like, dude, the cover's inappropriate. And I was like, oh,
You didn't notice that?
I didn't think about it. It's got creasing. Oh, it's got some non-color breaking creases all over, but still in good shape. Yeah, August, September 1948. I know that. I mean, maybe I was being, you know, naive Nancy or something like that, but it's a cool book, golden age book. I got it for a really good price and it was fun. It's a really, comics used to not just be like 18 pages. They were really thick. This is probably 30 something, 40 pages. And you can see it's got staining on the back cover. What did they say they thought this was? Very good. I mean, what could that be, a 4? Something like that. Fine with that. I will definitely probably get this graded. I mean, it wasn't like a $5 book. It's a nice book. But actually, what I got it for is not only because I liked the book and it was cool, but it is there is a scarcity index in comics.
Yeah.
I think this is a 7. There's a few 8s and there's almost no like 9s and 10s of scarcity. That would be like there's 1 copy.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure on Heritage, I'd have to check this, they were like, in the history of Heritage auctions, this is like the 4th or 5th copy they've ever auctioned.
Oh,
That's how scarce this book is. And I'm always looking for scarcity, looking for, you know, raw books that I can get graded, add to the collection. I'm also love unusual, different books. Everybody knows Tales from the Crypt. Everybody knows Weird Science. You know, everybody knows Superman, Batman. Everybody knows those type of books, but who knows Babe? So that's my little story behind it. I bought it for its scarcity and how different, unusual it is. Not for whatever reason Max thought it for. So let me just slide back in here. Brookdale wins 5-4.
yay.
I know. By Booty Rogers. That's the Booty Boody. Why? Booty.
Okay.
Not Booty
As I
Rogers.
say, you can't make this up.
Booty. You can't make this up. So another fun golden age book. I mean, I love the golden age. And as I told you guys, that's what I'm collecting there, is picking up. I mean, who knows Nickel Comics? I mean, if you're a hardcore collector,
I
you know.
never heard of them.
Right.
No.
You've never heard of it. All right. Book number 3. This is heavy. So this is either a bunch of books or a slab.
Okay.
This is probably also Heritage Auction. When I went to my last Comic-Con, Heritage Auction was set up there.
Yeah.
I actually talked to the guy who was really nice. He gave me his business card. I wish I could find it and name him. But Heritage Auctions is the premier auction site for collectibles.
Yeah.
They'll sell everything from movie memorabilia, coins. They had an auction recently where it was fossils. You could buy a tiniest piece of amber with a bug in it, like right out of Jurassic
really?
Park.
Oh, cool.
Right out of Jurassic Park.
Oh, that's great.
But they also specialize in comic books, cards. They have VCR auctions, the VCR tape auctions, like graded VCR tapes. They do
Really?
everything like that. They're the premier top,
Wow.
which means you don't always get stuff cheap.
Yeah.
I can look at an auction that has 1,000 items in it, and I might not find one item that's a deal that I could buy.
Okay.
So if I bought it, it was a deal.
Yeah.
But I was at the con talking to the guy from Heritage Auction, and I said I came over to him, and I talked to him. I found it interesting that he said that he wasn't really busy and that he doesn't have a lot to do at Comic Cons. People aren't coming over to Heritage they're not bringing their books
Yeah.
to give them to say, hey, auction these off for me on Heritage. People who have collections that are being auctioned on Heritage aren't schlepping at a bunch of books to a Comic-Con in New Hampshire.
Right.
They're just not.
Yeah.
They're just not usually. So I forgot to open this one. I apologize. You guys are gonna have to suffer me opening this. So I'll continue to tell a story. So I was chatting with him, as I'm wont to do. I'm a chatty Cathy. It is what it is. And I told him I was very upset with them because I would like if they would stop letting me buy anything in their auctions, because I'm gonna be broke. They're all collectibles and they're gonna be worth a ton of money someday, and I'm gonna be rich and I'm gonna retire on selling all these books. The problem is I don't buy any books. Oh, okay. There's 2 books in this collection, a raw book and a graded book. And I apologize in advance. I cannot show the graded book.
Oh, really?
I cannot. This book was too good to pass up. I got a good price on it. I remember. I don't remember what it was.
Now I know why.
But it is very adult themed book from the 1960s, and women and children. My mom watched these videos, and I cannot put it up there.
I can see the title.
Oh, my brother. I cannot put this book up. If you would like to private message me somehow, I guess you can't do that on there, but on Instagram. Maybe I'll put it on Instagram, but I cannot put this book up.
All right.
I don't even know why I bought it. It's a mini comic too. It's only like this big. It's
oh man, that's awful.
This is it's not violent. It's adult, like for grown-up time. Grown-up time book. It's very rare. Again, very rare. 1969.
Can't make
Nope,
this up.
no puns intended at all. Yeah, I can't show that book. I'm sorry.
This is a family
It's
channel.
a family show.
Oh,
Now, what I can show you, at least I got to share it with Bronze Age Bill here.
I'm glad I got to see it. I have no comment.
Yeah, it is. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, this is in terrible shape. What do they list this as? Very good. Absolutely not. This is absolutely not very good. This is a book from 1952, pre-code comics. But I thought it was pretty cool. I collect these. I'll try and bust out a bunch of them in another video. So right behind me, where am I looking here? Weird Science, and then where's the other one? Weird Fantasy. So
Yeah.
EC Comics had these. They had horror comics, but they also had the horror fantasy books. And there was a million copycats of those too.
Yeah.
There was a million copycats of the horror books, like Out of the Shadows, Forbidden Worlds, what was this other one? Black Tarantula, The Red Band. They were all ripoffs of these books. Now, to be fair, the first dedicated horror book was Eerie Comics #1.
Okay.
There was horror in books, but never. Eerie #1, correct me if I'm wrong. Eerie #1 was the one who did it, but the ones who made it famous and everybody knows are EC Comics.
Yeah.
Tales from the Crypt I have right there behind you. But the same thing happened with sci-fi books. And there was a lot of books where there's ripoffs of basically Buck Rogers.
Yeah.
It's all ripoffs of Buck Rogers. And this is a Buck Rogers knockoff book. That's what I'll call these. So this one is called Space Ace, which didn't that become a video game?
Yes. That's the first thing I thought.
It was a ripoff of, not a ripoff, but maybe it was a partner game of Dragon's
It
Den.
was absolutely the same company.
Same company.
Yep.
So this one was called Space Ace. It lasted 5 issues. I mean, the artwork's terrible, there's just like random planets there or something like that. But I love these goofy books. I have a bunch of different ones from random companies. I don't even know what this company is. From Magazine Enterprises. I wonder what they did.
Yeah.
So this is a fun book. This is a good, fun family book about a Buck Rogers knockoff being eaten by a
Space octopus.
Space octopus. It's pretty terrible, guys. I love it. I love how goofy and corny it is. It's a really fun book. I will absolutely be getting this. Oh, I guess the bag is broken. Yeah. I will absolutely be getting this slab at some point. So moving right along. We have another fun Gemini mailer here from Infinity Comics. Infinity Comics does auctions on different sites. Maybe this was on Hip Comic.
Okay.
Hitcomic.com. Another bane in my existence. I should not be buying anything, but I will save these. I like to recycle, send these out. If you get any of these mailers, save them yourselves. They're really good. Put it in there, tape it right up, and it's good to go.
Yeah, that's great.
It's like recycling. All right, what do we got? Ooh. Oh, guys. Listen. It was in Hip Comic is just a portal for dealers to sell comics on an auction.
Yes.
Casablanca Comics, all these different ones. This one happened to be Infinity Comics. They're either comic dealers, comic stores, whatever they are. I happened to be watching this auction, and there was some books I definitely wanted in it, like I wanted.
Yeah.
And I put in some bids, what my max bid is, and I was watching it, and they were all a steal. I mean, a fraction of what they are worth.
Okay.
I mean, I couldn't believe it. I never thought I would own some of these books because you just can't get them, or they're so expensive, even raw.
Really?
They tell you what they think the condition is, but they don't do their own grading. A lot of them are like, listen, it's as is, whatever it is, it is.
Okay.
They actually usually say, look at the photo, figure it out yourself. So I won, I think there's 3 books in here, and I was beside myself. Like, if you ever could have been in the room when I won these books, I could not believe I won these books.
Okay.
I couldn't. I could dig up what the prices are I got them for, but I don't even remember. I'm going to make up a story. If a book was worth $300, I might have got it for $85. Like, it was that crazy.
Oh, wow.
I was honestly, other books were going for good money, but for some reason, the clientele that was watching this auction didn't have any interest, really.
Wow.
First one, I absolutely love. It's in rough shape, but I love this book. This is the one and only issue of Johnny Quest.
Oh, wow.
Red cover, just cover. I mean, it's got staining, it's got reader's creases. So when there's a crease straight this way, it's because somebody's flipped it to read it. Gold key. It's the only issue made. And
that was the first episode of the show.
Yeah. Yes, the Lizardman was the first episode of Johnny Quest. Little known fact, so I love Johnny Quest growing up. It's actually, somebody said to me the other day, anything from your childhood ever give you nightmares? Like TV shows. I think I was actually talking with Mom.
Yeah.
Mom.
Okay.
And I said, yes. But we were talking about movies that came out when we were kids.
Yeah.
And I said, no, movies didn't give me any nightmares. Johnny Quest gave me nightmares. Johnny Quest was terrifying.
Yes, it was.
Now, that's going to lead into Johnny Quest only lasted 1 season.
Yeah.
That's it. And it was a smash hit.
Mm-hmm.
It was in prime time.
Yeah.
First cartoon ever to be in prime time was
Flintstone.
The Flintstone.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, Bill.
I know a thing or two.
Bill knows this stuff.
Yeah.
Try not to swear here. Someday I'm gonna have 10 million subscribers, and they're not gonna like it if I swear. I don't want to get demonetized when I'm making my millions and driving in my Bentley. So this series, Johnny Quest on the cartoon, got canceled after 1 season.
Yeah.
Because parents thought it was too violent for kids.
I did not know
It
that.
was super high rated.
It was. Yeah.
Second fun fact, Johnny Quest, the voice was done by
Tim Matheson.
Tim Matheson, who you will know as the main character in the movie Animal House.
Otter.
Yep. And also was in the second Brady Bunch movie when they did the 90s versions there. He was supposedly posing as the long lost husband of Carol Brady.
Yes.
But he did the voice of Johnny Quest. He actually did a bunch of cartoons.
Yeah.
But Race Bannon, Fighting the Lizard Man, never thought I'd own this book. It's in decent condition. Can't wait to get this slabbed and then reveal this for you guys. This is an awesome score. I got this. I might have got this, no joke. This might have been like I said, $85.
Wow.
You're not getting this book to the $85. You're just not.
Wow.
Second book. And I love this. And it's got a reader's crease and it's beautiful. But I absolutely, look at these colors, guys. Bugs Bunny Halloween Parade. And this is gigantic. This is probably like 100 page, 90 pages, something like that. Number 2. There was one before it, which I do love as well. And that was an upper auction, but it went for big money. I got this for a fraction of what it's worth. This lot, it was absolutely Absolutely
That's
beautiful.
great.
Bugs Bunny Halloween. Look at how gorgeous that
That's
is.
awesome.
I love this book, and I will own any of the other ones. Beautiful painted cover.
Yeah.
Presents beautiful.
Mm.
I'm not even sure the book is so thick that they'll be able to put it in a regular slab. It might have to go in a
Like a
bigger slab,
magazine.
like a magazine slab or something like that. So that was the second book, and I got this for a steal. Like, I don't know what the book goes for. I'm not remembering anything, and I didn't dig anything up because I didn't know it was going to be in here. Let's make something up. If this is normally like $100 book, I got it for like $15 or something crazy at
Really?
auction. It was
Oh,
that
wow.
it was that dramatic
Wow.
that I couldn't believe I actually won it.
Yeah.
Those are two amazing scores. This one was a little bit more expensive, and I did get it for a steal, I think. And I know the condition of it, and it's not great, but I still think you could get a 3 or 3.5.
Okay.
Okay. So this book was still expensive, but much cheaper. And somebody was outbidding me at the end.
Yeah.
The other ones I had no competition, but somebody was outbidding me here. I didn't hit my max bid at all.
All right.
So this one is Tip Top Comics number 186. This is an anthology series, as you can see, Nancy and Sluggo and the cover and everything like that. But this is a cover appearance of Peanuts.
Yeah.
From Charles Schultz.
And I didn't even know they appeared in other comics. I thought it was just a syndicated strip.
Nope. And actually, this isn't even the first comic they were in.
Oh, wow.
I'm not going to remember the first comic off the top of my head. That I might look up on the internet here or something like that. Should I? I don't
know. But that's got to be old. 50s?
Oh, yeah. 1954, I think it was.
Yeah, because the strip started in 55, I believe.
Yeah. What's 55?
The Peanut strip.
Yeah. So a cover appearance. Now I think the cover is detached.
Okay.
But you can still get, or one staple's detached. You can see there. But you just don't find Peanuts covers on Tip Top Comics. You just don't.
No.
You just don't. Look at Snoopy. Look
Yeah.
how different they were before
Yes.
what we knew them as later on.
Yeah.
So I'll try and find some more info, maybe put it on the screen or something like that. But I think this could come in at a 3 or 3.5 when I get this slab. You can get, especially Golden Age books, you can still get them with detached covers, still get 3s. And it's not going to come in. I don't think this is going to come in as like a 1 or a 2.
Okay.
I think this is going to come in higher. And it was worth a chance
Wow.
because you can't even beat this.
That's
when I play in a sandbox, I like lots of sand, don't you? Tip Top Comics. Well, I'm blanking on the first book that Peanuts appeared in, but Tip Top here. Amazing book. Never thought I'd own a Peanuts cover. I was sweating bullets bidding on this, but still, this was a deal. Amazing books. Amazing books.
That's great.
Yeah, these are all just absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning.
Home runs. Grand slams.
Grand slams. Let's get through these before I babble too much. I think we got a slab here.
Looks like it.
Oh yeah, this could be fun.
Oh, all right.
These are Bronze Age Bill.
Yep.
Yeah. Bronze Age books. All right. First one we got here, I'm going to take it out of the bag. I bought this because I like the character and because I thought the grade was pretty high for an older book, and it wasn't expensive.
Okay.
So this is Daredevil number 80. Very dynamic, beautifully bright colored. I mean, the colors on that are stunning.
Yes. Very vivid. With the owl.
With the owl. Still 15 cents. So whenever back then you would see comics that say still 15 cents, still only 35 cents, it meant the price was going up.
Yeah.
It meant it was going to be 20 cents by the next month or two.
Yeah.
So this is from 1971, so Bronze Age.
Yep.
And really nothing important about it besides an owl appearance. Gil Kane cover.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. He was.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, its condition is so gorgeous. It's got a little something there.
But 9.4.
Yeah.
For a 1971.
Yeah. I bet this could even, I bet you could resubmit this and get a better grade to a 9.6. It's not worth it to do.
Yeah.
There's not that much of a grade bump here. You need a 9.8 for it or whatever, but I couldn't pass this up. This is just a great grade.
That's great.
Yeah. You can check that out.
Yeah.
All right. Slab number 2.
He's got like an owl ship or a helicopter.
An owl helicopter.
Nice.
Like, where do you even go to get that made? Where do you go to a like a bespoke helicopter maker and say, yeah, What do you think about an owl face on the front?
Yeah, big orange owl.
Big on, listen, I know it's not gonna be aerodynamic, but what about,
I have a brand. I'm trying to build my brand.
yeah,
Yeah.
cool.
Nice.
Now, this was a fun book.
Oh,
Yeah. This was a fun book, not worth a ton, again, not super expensive. But if my other videos you've seen, I've had magazine-sized books displayed behind me, and I've got a great book, Feature Books number 6 from 1937, pre-Superman, of a great Dick Tracy book.
Yep.
This is a little bit later in 1940s, it's about 10 years later, and it's more comic book size by Dell. So this is Dick Tracy Monthly. Very cool cover.
Yeah,
you
that's
check
great.
that out. Number 1.
Okay.
You'd think this
Wow.
would be a super expensive book, but it's not, because I think just Dick Tracy had been like 1,000,000 books by this point.
Okay.
But still, the condition's beautiful.
Yeah.
A 4.5, and it presents like a 5 or a 6 or something like that. So yeah, you look at that. Dick Tracy,
Yeah.
Monthly number 1.
Very cool.
Beautiful book.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why a bad guy has a bullwhip, but and a checkered cap.
Yeah.
It's part of the checkered hat bullwhip gang.
Yes.
Infamous one. Checkered hat bullwhip. Okay, I just made that up. That's not a real thing.
You never know.
You never know. All right. I think we got 2 more.
Okay.
I gotta make sure I got everything out of these boxes and there's not a book on this. Oh, I got this super cheap. I got this cheap. I love this character. This was a cartoon
Yes.
in the 1970s.
Yep.
And I don't think that we ever owned any of the issues of the comic. I think we just saw the cartoon and we
Yeah.
loved it. So this isn't in the best shape, but I definitely got it a really good deal. I think an eBay seller had it. I think it was buy it now, and I got it pretty cheap because it's not a 9.8.
Yeah.
A 9.8 starts to get a little pricier, but because it's also not their first appearance. Their first appearance is like Marvel Premiere,
Okay.
something like that. So this one is to know her is to fear her. It is Spider-Woman.
Spider-Woman.
And I've unboxed another Spider-Woman before, a later issue, because it had a Frank Miller cover on it.
Yeah.
But I have Spider-Woman number 1 in a 9.6.
That's great.
So love that cover. Love Spider-Woman. Go look on YouTube for the old Spider-Woman cartoon from the 1970s. It was a great, cool one.
Yeah.
Also, was it Brian Michael Bendis? I think made a Spider-Woman limited series sometime in the last 10 years or something like that.
Yeah.
Which was absolutely fantastic. I loved. Maybe Alex Ross even did the covers on it. I think Alex Ross did the covers. So spectacular first issue.
Yes.
Looks in pretty good shape.
Yeah.
Not sure why it's not a 9.8, but it's not. It is what it is. Awesome book.
Great.
Love that.
Very cool.
Last package. Last package. Another slab. Wow, this place is a mess. Who's going to clean this up?
Not me.
Last book. Oh, you've all heard me talk about that I'm not a DC fan. And I know that sounds like baloney because I show you so many DC books, but I'm becoming more of a fan. I don't know if I want to like sit down and read Superman or Batman right now or anything like that, but I love the classics. And all the years of reading comic books, I didn't even realize this was a book. I love discovering a new book.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay.
I knew it was a character, but I didn't know much about it. And of course, we all learned about it in the movies and TV series.
Okay.
So
I have no idea.
This one. He has no idea what this is
No
going
idea
to be.
this is going to
Are
be.
you ready?
Yes.
Let's get ready to rumble. Sorry. The Peacemaker.
Oh, yeah.
And again, I say DC, but we know this is not DC. This is Charlton, but it eventually DC bought the Charlton characters, as we know, because Alan Moore wanted to use the Charlton characters in Watchmen, and they wouldn't let them because they were reviving, DC was reviving them. So he made up his own characters that sort of mocked or were parodies of the Charlton characters.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yes, obviously the Owl is Batman, you know, Wonder Woman, or not Wonder Woman, why did I say Wonder Woman? Silk Spectre. Yeah, I can't remember who she was in the Charlton books, but the Question, I think, was Rorschach.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Like that. So this is the Peacemaker. And this art is so Bruce Timm looking that it is amazing.
Yeah.
It looks like if somebody wrote a book now and wanted to make a parody of the 1960s.
Yeah.
What year was it? 67. Yep. 1-page bio and photo of Pat Boyette, who did the cover art. There's also the death of Irv the Nerve. Oh, but it's in quotes, so it's Irv is okay.
All right.
It's also got a Fighting Five backup story. It's a little dirty and it's got tanning and stuff like that. I think a 6.5 is a pretty fair grade. That's
Okay.
pretty yellowed on the back. That was probably white once. But
Hmm.
Peacemaker #1, as we know, if you have not seen the John Cena show, you need to watch it. If you've not seen it,
I have not seen
oh,
it.
you need to see it.
All right.
It's amazing. Not only that, but the soundtrack is amazing. It is all 1980s hair metal. It is amazing. So please, I hope you appreciate how beautiful this book, The Peacemaker
That's
from
great.
Charlton. So that is the last book. Let me check that one out.
Yeah.
That how that is just gorgeous. Gorgeous artwork. 1967, again, when things were starting to get serious, everybody wanted to be, more detailed art. Neil Adams was leading the charge there
Okay.
and things like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And other amazing, covers and books by Nick Cardy and stuff. And here comes the Peacemaker looking like a cartoon.
Yeah. That's great. And I never even heard of him until Suicide Squad.
To Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, he's been around. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's great. #1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love how cartoony the whole cover is, but then the rocket ship's fire blast is like super real photorealistic.
Yeah. Interesting.
Cool. So that is the pile of books is finally out of the corner. I can
Nice.
stop looking at it.
Yeah.
I've gotten over the hump. We got it all together.
Yeah.
I got Bronze Age Bill to help unbox everything and check the books out. So I had a lot of
Yeah.
fun. So
Yeah.
make sure you like, comment, subscribe.
Mhm.
That always definitely helps get more visibility to the channel so we can share this more with our friends because we're all friends. We're all free to be you and me.
Yes.
Anything else from you, Bronze Age Bill?
Just that was a great haul, and I was very glad to be a part of it.
Cool.
Yeah, thank you.
I love it. And thank you
Yeah.
guys all for joining us. I'm Randy,
I'm Bronze Age Bill.
and we're Swarm of Comics.